Prison officers were today banned for life by a High Court judge from taking industrial action. The Ministry of Justice mounted the legal case after moves by the Prison Officers Union to get their members to refuse to undertake certain voluntary tasks. The MOJ claimed the POA, the Professional Trades Union for Prison, Correctional and Secured Psychiatric Workers, was calling on its members to take action short of a strike. The POA was slapped with an interim injunction to withdraw a circular instructing members to refuse to undertake certain voluntary tasks, and in a milestone ruling today, High Court Judge Mr. Justice J. agreed to make the injunction permanent. A High Court judge today banned prison officers for life from taking industrial action. Daniel Stiglitz QC, representing the MOJ, said earlier this month that the case was brought to ensure that POA does not seek to breach the law. Again, the POA's barrister John Henry QC claimed that as the tasks referred to in the circular were voluntary, there was no evidence that any of their members had been asked to do anything unlawful. He said steps were taken to make sure all officers complied with the injunction, and the circular was never implemented. But Mr. Stiglitz said, any inducement which leads prison officers to cease to provide services which they otherwise would have done is unlawful. He added that there had been a history of unlawful industrial action with the POA using inflammatory rhetoric. The government wanted to ensure there will be no calls for unlawful industrial action in future. The Prison Officers Union had told its members to refuse to undertake voluntary tasks, but an injunction stopping them from carrying out the action was today made permanent. File photo. He added, it is therefore critical to safeguarding the proper and safe functioning of the prison service that the scope of the statutory prohibition is confirmed in granting the permanent ban. The judge said the prison service was under considerable pressure due to squeezed budgets and prison officer numbers, which he said were down to about 18,400. Meanwhile, assaults and violence in prisons have been soaring, with growing numbers inmates resorting to self-harm and suicide. He said, inevitably, this has increased the pressure on prison officers, whose job always has been difficult and stressful. Thus, whilst the physical dangers and rigors of the job have increased, prison officers have felt commensurately undervalued and diminished. But nevertheless, he added, the POA has lost not just on the facts, the wording of the circular, and the finding that the circular was likely to generate a risk to the safety of prisoners and staff, but also on the important point of principle